Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of the Black Bra Podcast.
What's
I
going on
am
here, Lori?
following new day, new things, isn't it?
Hey, I am Eka.
Effie.
Yeah. Let's move right here into where yeah, okay, let's skip gist. Except anybody has a gist they really want to share. Like no, or forever hold your peace. So we move to the pastors. So as you may be aware, last week some pastors of the Winners Chapel, which is headquartered or spearheaded by Bishop Oyedepo, they came online because apparently he claims the one pastor came online to complain about being sacked from his pastoral work on the basis of not meeting the performance growth index. I think that was the language that was used on the letter. Now he claimed that over 4,000 of them were let go in that workforce reduction exercise, and social media went crazy. There's a team that says, this is pastor work, this is church work. What do you mean by performance growth indicator? Is it money that you're asking them to submit to the headquarters? Is it souls? What really does performance growth mean for a pastor? And then others are saying that if you're not fruitful, you should clear the road so that others can come in and do the work that you have refused to do. So before I go further into this debate, I want to unequivocally state that I stand firmly and solidly with Bishop Oyedepo. I'm not a church member, but I don't like what I don't like. So that's the now I think Eka, you didn't really give us your perspective really in broad views yesterday. So let's have you open the floor for us. Then I'll come to my opponents, FA, then I will give my hot takes, please.
Okay, I don't stand with Oyedepo or the pastors because both parties. Well, to be honest, it's not a matter of even this because I'll say I stand with Winners, which is Oyedepo actually, simply because in the end, if you are an employer or employee and they employed you based on a specific thing and you're not performing on the specific area, then in the contract, then if you are sacked or terminated, it is not against the contract. I don't know how their employment is in Winners Chapel. But then if it is a structured, if it is a structured this thing that is how you're, because I don't know, is it that you enter based on maybe you go to pastoral school and then they just give you church or what, or you sign contract? I don't know, because for the fact that they sent a letter to them with their sacking means that there was a letter for the hiring, I believe, because you won't get a letter. You won't get a letter that you're sacked if you didn't get a letter that you were hired.
Mind you, that's even more official than many Nigerian businesses. Let us be honest, but please,
Nigerian businesses just tell you go home and don't come back. So if that's the case, I personally believe that everybody should know where they are entering before they enter. So to come and cry out in social media that you have been terminated, maybe they were crying out based on unfair dismissal, which if that is the case, you have to state what you did not do that they said you did. And then, because I don't know, I think I
the
didn't
letter
watch.
was clear, please. The letter said you not meet performance growth.
No, me, I'm saying from the pastors now, the pastors that came to cry out. I did not watch what they said. Their own talk was.
Let me tell you what they said.
What did they say?
Okay. Well, not they, or basically the whole point was the guy was like that. Nobody told them they would sack them because they couldn't win souls. No, the guy said that he thought that when they even called them, because when he went there, he thought it was just like maybe, oh, let's come and have a little meeting. Like he didn't even know it
Review.
had anything to do with sacking. But when he got there, he saw
Okay.
like 4 pastors. So he said that he was shocked because he thought that like they didn't say that he did anything dubious or he had any evil acts, like he had committed any evil acts. So he was kind of shocked that they sacked him and basically, mind you, because if we're saying the church is like a business, you opened a church because basically, according to what the pastor said, they opened this church in August of 2020 in a pandemic. You now sacked your pastors 1 year after in 2021. Even a
Oh, is
business
that what
person.
he said?
Yes, that's what happened. They employed them August 20th. He said that the pastor, the Winners Chapel, said that there was a mandate from the Lord. I don't know who the Lord is, but oh well. There was a mandate from the Lord that they should build 10,000 churches.
All
So
right.
one of those branches, and then because my thing is my main. Anyways, maybe we'll get to my
No,
opposing
just
claim.
explain. Let
Yeah,
me
go
even
on. You're already
understand.
there.
Sorry. Because
Basically, the Bible is saying that normal, because that's why when we're saying contracts, I don't think any church is going to say if you can't. I don't know again because winners is kind of different, but I know that churches have a code of conduct. If you're going to be a pastor or if you're going to, they have they have maybe goals in general. Like, oh, I don't know. But still, he was saying that for him, he was shocked because he didn't know he was employed. Like they gave him an apartment, they gave him they gave him a house and stuff, but that he didn't know that it was like he thought that was shocked that they sacked him because he couldn't win souls, as opposed to maybe because. So I'm thinking somewhere in that contract, maybe
there was no
officially they
communication as
exactly,
to
and also
what the job is.
officially they sack people because of evil acts, which, like as I was saying, that's normal in the Bible. Like if you're a pastor and you know you're involved in something that doesn't represent the church, then you can be sacked. But to be sacked because you didn't win souls, so they were shocked. So it wasn't like, oh, and it's just 1 year. It's 1 year. Like if you're opening a business, if you say the church is a business, how many businesses exist after the pandemic? How many business, even the ones that opened during the pandemic, 1 year is not enough for them to make any kind of profits. And then
Auntie,
what me I was
sorry, go on. Sorry.
okay, what me I was saying is okay, let's because this another we need to take into consideration the states where this church was opened is Ekiti State. Ekiti is not known for having rich people in general. Like
No,
it's a
no, no. Wait, Shebi, they said, is it money or winning souls? Which one?
that's the point. That's the point the pastors are trying to make, that they
The
don't like what
bishop
did
claimed that it was winning souls. That was what when because I watched his reporters. Bishop claimed it was
Okay.
souls. Yeah, but go on.
Me, I'm just saying, it's good that Efe has given that perspective because I didn't watch what the pastor was saying. I didn't know that the church was open 1 year ago. And me, I'm looking at it as I think a lot of people have just said it is money. Meanwhile, was it money?
That
If
was the conclusion. Many people concluded that it was that they were not remitting enough money to the center. That was what people concluded based on how the guy came out. And but let me say this, right? Because to me, I feel like all this analysis that we're doing now, right? And which is why to me I can't separate like this from a traditional employer-employee relationship, right? An employer hired you during a pandemic. You did not ask how can you afford me during a pandemic. You didn't ask that then, right? Now that we're now trying to review your poor performance, we're now having to now use pandemic as an excuse for why you may not you may or may not have delivered, right?
But then if the church came in a way of they had a mandate from God to open the church,
yeah,
that's now it misconstrues the whole
no, but
corporateness of
see,
it.
the mandates, right? And so when you say the mandate from God, are you saying that the mandate to open that particular church or just to open 1,000 churches?
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Because
know.
for
Yeah.
me, what he's saying is that I didn't hear the mandate part, but what he said in his rebuttal is that because I think they have a building a church building ongoing project. And as of when he gave that speech in church, he said that as of that speech, the building permits for 1,000 churches have been approved, or that's basically on the final stages of approval, right? And that the budget for some, the list is almost like 20 million.
Okay.
Right, on that 1,000 church list, right? So maybe that church in the kitty will still stand, but you will not be the pastor.
Yeah. I get what you
Did
mean.
you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? But for me,
So
I'm
that's
like,
building mandate, not pastor
yeah,
mandate.
yeah,
Yeah.
but somebody has to, man the church. So it feel like they're not, because for me, this is my own issue here. It's like, is the bringing in and out of when we want to spiritualize, right?
Mm,
You did not ask your employer during a pandemic that how are you able to afford me? As in, you didn't ask that, sir, what is required of this role that you're paying me for? You didn't care about, okay, the flats and the salary,
church. Yeah.
right? You didn't care about
And
what
they
the
are on
target
a
were.
salary, Abby.
Exactly. From what I understand, they're on a
Okay.
salary plus this church, I guess church flats now too. Because I'm
Yes.
guessing part of
Okay.
the building is probably a pastor's
A, a flat
quarters,
apartment.
maybe,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I'm like, you didn't ask all those. So for me, it's the sincerity of purpose, right? Now we're saying that, okay, you were shocked at the firing because you didn't know what was asked of you. But you
Mm,
took, and many of us are guilty of this. We like to sign the offer letter, not asking the employer that what do you want in return. It's only when they
mm.
now hold us accountable to something that we're like, okay, well, you didn't tell me back in the day, right? So where was this vim of understanding your job description when you were hired? Why did you ask that, Bishop, oh, please, how about I work for free since this is a pandemic? Then maybe next year, when things pick up, right, I will now start taking pay. You didn't say that. you you
But
enjoyed
the
a
owner,
1 year pay.
but the owner of the church is telling us that money is not a problem. So how will he? I mean, if you go to a company and they tell you money is not a problem and they give you benefits, are you going to reject it? No.
No, no,
Like
no,
it's
no, no,
different.
no,
It's not.
no.
It's
What I'm
not
saying is that there are consequences for our actions. You cannot now say that because, so like, okay, for example, now, right? Let's
mm,
say a man is giving you money anyhow,
mm,
range today to buy tomorrow, right? You're chopping it, you're happy, right? You didn't
mm,
ask the guy that, okay, bro, what may you require from this money? You're chopping it, right?
yeah.
The guy now asks you, okay, I want pum pum. Are you good to go? And you say, sir,
Mm,
no, I'm saving it for my husband, right? And uncle pulls out his phones, right? It's the same thing. Is that you are chopping and willingly being blind to what may be asked of you, and you chopped
Mm.
it. Now that the paymaster is saying that, okay, we're not in alignment again, go your own way, you're now complaining. No, chop and move on. If that's the angle, chop and move on. But this complaint, I don't. To me, what is the basis now of this complaint?
I think the basis, right? I think the basis is okay. Were we employed to like? Was it like he wins? Are we winning souls or are we employed to make money? Because that's the
But
argument. Like, are
No,
we
but
making?
no,
then
no, no,
is
no,
it
no.
not winning souls that they said they are
That's what
there
I'm saying.
for?
So, except you are saying, because again, when the bishop defended himself, he's claimed that it wasn't a, because the reason why he even brought. I'm not saying that he's saying the truth. So I'm saying, except you think he's lying. But why he
Mm,
brought the 1,000 churches thing is that he is saying that the churches that the 1,000 churches that are earmarked for being built, right?
mm,
They are like ongoing ministries. It seems like, and that the home churches cannot afford. So the headquarters is sponsoring that building, if that makes
mm.
sense. So that for him,
Mm-hmm.
and that he's not asking that how can a church that cannot afford 35 million build a 35 million building? That they can't. Is
Mm,
HQ that will fund that. So he said that it's
mm.
not a money issue. That what he was asking them for was the growth and the winning souls, and they did not meet up.
Meet up.
Now, except you think he's lying, that's what Bishop has said, that's what he meant in the sacking.
Mm.
And in the letter stated that they were sacked because they did not. What did you say? Sorry,
It was
Olori,
a
in the
performance
beginning.
growth index.
Performance growth.
That's vague.
Okay.
That's open to your
Okay.
boss.
Exactly.
The bishop
What is
cleared.
performance?
No,
What
it's
is?
open to interpretation, but the bishop cleared what his own intent,
Performance growth index
yeah,
is
was. So if you don't think he's
Okay, but
lying or
what's
you
his
think he's
own
lying,
performance growth? What's his performance growth
that it was a
index?
winning
winning
souls issue.
souls.
Winning, but how is it winning souls? How do you sack somebody in? Is it in what? We're in a pandemic. You're saying they should win soul? How no?
No,
Like
but
even
Ah,
but no, but
let me tell you something.
also
If
that's why go on.
Oyedepo goes to a
wait, can
kitty,
I say
if Oyedepo
something? Please,
wait,
please,
let
please. Can I
me,
just state that in a pandemic, I believe you win more souls than in a non-pandemic because people go to church
yes, but
because
people
they
are
are
not.
sick.
Even churches were complaining about tithe. Even my own church was complaining about people telling them to pay tithe. So how do you set up a business in a pandemic and you expect? Because I don't know this winning soul rubbish that they're talking about. Even if Oyedepo goes and stations himself in a kitty, he will not win souls. So this one that is talking rubbish, we're not even sure he will win souls. With the you're not opening church in Lagos, you're not opening church in Ibadan, you're opening church in Ekiti, and you're sacking a pastor after. If
I
we're
don't
calling this
like
a
No, but
I
you
don't
cannot
like this
only be
insult on
Lagos
Ekiti
now.
State.
You
I
can't
don't
only
like
be
insult.
Lagos.
but
I
it's true,
don't even like this.
Ekiti is not known for business. So if we're running
No,
a
no,
church
no,
as a
no, no. Is Ekiti known for having human beings living in the
Exactly,
land?
simple. That's
It's
it's
not a
not
matter
human
of
that's it.
beings.
business. It's a
Okay,
matter
what do
of
you have
human beings.
what's the performance index? If you're because
No,
this
we
is a
said
business church.
winning souls.
Man has
Winning
clarified
souls.
for you. Except you
Yes.
don't agree with the definition, the man has clarified that what he meant in his sacking of you was that you don't win souls. That's what he said.
Okay, let's even identify winning souls as having numbers. Numbers meaning that because what I want to say is that in my village is not known for money, for example. But in the church on Sunday, there are souls that are there. What I'm saying is that it's a matter of human being, not
Mhm.
money. I'm guessing because, as he has said, winning souls. So he's looking at your figures. Last week Sunday it was 10 people, and the church is built for 50 people. This week Sunday is 5 people. He keeps on reducing. It's not increasing. So you're not performing. I'm guessing that's what he means by winning souls.
In fact,
Your amount is supposed to be increasing.
Okay,
Your
but
congregation.
right, but okay, winning souls. Are you going to give people? Are you going to place a limit on when people can win souls? Because that's my own thing. Even if you're running, because okay, since we don't want to say it as business, because as a business, if you hire a manager and say, "Look, I have this target for you," and the manager doesn't meet up to it, first of all, you opened a business in a pandemic. Because I'm using church as a business. Secondly, 1 year is not enough for any business in this world, whether pandemic or no pandemic, to start reaping the fruits of your winning souls or
but let
whatever
me
you're trying
push
to.
back
But
on that because
yeah, I
I
wanted
do
to,
think
yeah.
the business analogy is a fair analogy. I do agree with that. But
Mm-hmm.
to push back, I'll use my company for example. It's always
Mm-hmm.
a relative assessment. So, like for example, last year we were all in pandemic, right? So
Mm-hmm.
no one can say that okay because I was we were all in pandemic, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
Olori was able to do
Her job.
110%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
And you, FA, were only able to do 80%, right? We
mhm,
were all in pandemic, right?
mhm.
So relatively speaking, I've done better than you.
Okay, but then
And
in your okay, but
sorry,
my
I
thing
wanted
is
to say, and a company, a business, an owner has the right to do anything they want to do. Why I say
yes.
that is because there's a reason there's 3 months and 6 months.
Mhm.
There's 3 months, what they call it, probation. There's six.
Yeah.
Some people
Mhm.
do 6 months. Forget 1 year. In 3 months, if you're not performing the way
Some
that
even
all of
do
you discuss,
1 year, like
you
we're watching
bounce.
you. If it's not okay,
Okay,
then you
You
move.
bounce. You bounce.
okay,
They
but in this
sack you
case,
and bring somebody else.
okay, now we're using that business thing because this whole winning souls is for me it's BS. I don't think they're winning souls. They're looking for money. But you
But let me
wait now.
clarify. Even in a
Okay.
business context, so what I'm saying is that the target. So even in a business, as church
Mhm,
being a business, the target
yes.
is so. So if you don't meet
Mm,
your business targets, there is a problem. So to me,
Mm.
I don't disagree that there's a target. Where we may disagree
yeah.
is whether it's money or so, but there is a target. If that makes
Yeah.
Mm.
sense.
So okay, if we're even using the business analogy, this Ekiti, this church that they opened, or this branch in Ekiti that they opened,
Mhm.
would be qualified. Will qualify it as a startup or a new business.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many new businesses will sack a manager like within? I mean, it's rare. It depends on the owner again, which is why I'm saying I have a problem with the pastor of this Winners
It
Chapel. But
depends.
Uh,
that's
If
what I'm saying.
how
other
How
many new
churches,
no, no,
businesses?
okay,
if
let's
other
that.
churches, if okay, so the man claimed that they sacked 4,000, right? I don't know how
Mhm.
many they
Or
hired.
40? Is it
So
4,000 they
so
sack?
maybe for no, he claimed that
But
the overall maybe it's 40. Let's go with 40, right?
yes,
But let's
Okay.
say for example now this guy is planning to open 1,000 churches over the next year, right?
Mm.
Now let's say Ekiti we have three.
Mm.
I'm just throwing numbers out there, right? If
Mm.
only two of three was sacked, then
mm,
then there is a comparison there. You can't say that it was pandemic. They too were also a startup in a
mhm.
pandemic. So how come they performed and you did not?
Mm.
No, but we don't know. We don't know if the other pastors have been there for just 1 year or they have been pastoring for longer. This guy just spoke about
No,
himself. He
but
said,
then if he did 1,000 churches in this, is it not in the same 1 year he did 1,000?
No, that's the
Oh no.
plan coming up. So
that's the
so
plan.
yes,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. So I'm just
okay,
using as an
that's
okay.
the
example. I don't know
so we don't
how many
know
were
how
hired in
long
this.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, as a business, first of all, you won't set up a business in a place you're not sure of. Even if you're not sure of it, you're going to give time. So I'm like, okay, if we're running the church as a business, why are you giving somebody just 1 year? Like, why you give somebody 1 year to win? I don't know what the so because they said they have a performance index, so we don't know what that index is. But okay, did you do a feasibility study and look
That's
at
a
your
good
company?
question, and I
It's true.
believe
You know
No,
how
but
many.
I don't. To me, I don't think that wasn't because again, mind you, they
yeah.
have like they're not changing the church. They're changing the pastor.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying? The church is still, from what I understand, they've sacked pastor. They've not sacked the branch.
Mm.
Yes, now because that's the business. The business cannot die even if they sack the
I think,
manager.
but that's what I'm saying. So if you go somebody else that can perform, can step up.
See, let me just give an analogy. Chelsea Football Club will bounce you within 1 year, less than
Now,
1 year. I know if you're not
Yeah.
performing, whether you're because they want to win medals,
and we
they
see where
want to
they
win
are on
cup.
the table, or like Arsenal.
Yes,
I'm an Arsenal fan,
and
please. So
Okay,
Arsenal
yes.
is out, or like
I
Arsenal.
mean, okay, you guys are using company. These are established companies.
No,
We're
I'm
talking of
saying because you've been saying business. You
Yeah,
have
this
been
is
yes,
saying
that's
business.
church.
but you
Uh-huh.
cannot use Chelsea like in general. Chelsea is known for having money. Chelsea is known for having money, and there's a history, right? Now you open like that was if this church if it was opened in a city that we know is
But how do
bustling.
you know?
No,
Have you lived in Ekiti
no.
before?
See, it
But
no,
we're
it's
talking
no,
of business.
no,
A
but
business
it's
person
no,
will not
but the
open.
Chelsea is the same thing, FA, because this is what she's saying. The Chelsea Football Club is an established club with money. Same thing with Winners Chapel,
Chapel.
right?
Okay.
Now you bring in a new player. Maybe you have heard someone that he was good before, or maybe he's a youth
No,
from
don't even say
from your youth
player. Do
academy.
Manager.
Manager, just
Manager
they're,
said.
they're trying him out, right? But like
Uh,
that is a startup, hoping that maybe the potential that you see in him would materialize,
But can I
right?
say if you're using
After a
Chelsea
year, it did not work out, you kick him out.
if you're using Chelsea as an analogy, Sha, it would be the player that would be the pastor, not even the manager. Because the manager would be like because we don't know who. Well, in general, we don't normally know who owns a club, but we know who owns Chelsea. But the manager would be Oyedepo, the player would be. But how many has Chelsea ever
no,
sacked
no,
a
no,
player?
no, no, no. I would say that the manager will be the pastor because the
Yeah,
congregation is the congregation are the players. Now, if the pastor doesn't push the players, if the pastor
exactly.
who is the manager doesn't push the players or manage the players well enough for them to play well enough to win a cup, then they
Then he
bounce
gets
the
sacked.
manager.
Simple.
Because
No, but
in Chelsea, the managers get sacked faster than the players.
but
At least the
I'm saying,
players
this is
they
what
will
I'm saying.
blame the manager.
No, but in Chelsea's place, a team comprises of what? Football team is not 20, is it 20 something people? That 20
Uh-huh.
something people is like the branch of it. It's like a church in it. Like the 25 people are like pastors. The field is like your kini. The goalpost is your goal. That's your performance index. So the players will be this pastor that was sacked. The manager will be the oga. If a
Oh,
player is not doing,
me.
they'll
Even
put you on
if you
transfer.
use
No,
the
me, I'm
player
using.
example, even if you use the
Yeah.
player example, right,
Which will be God, basically.
you will
Manager is
be
pastor.
benched. There's nobody you're going to be playing anyhow in
And
Chelsea
you'll be
and still be getting
reviewed.
regular
That's what I'm
play
saying.
time.
Please.
But
No,
being benched doesn't mean you're out. You still have that contract, Abby.
That's why I'm giving the
no, but it means
example.
that because you're under a 1 year contract. If it comes down time for transfer window, you may be
You're
on the
Yeah.
gone.
list to
Yeah.
go. So this winners guy doesn't have a 1 year or 2 year contract. Is a month to month. So every
Exactly.
month
But we don't
we
know if
can
it's a month
assess
to
you.
month. That's the
We
point.
don't
Do
know.
we know?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's
We
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Like we don't know because if we're going to use business as a business, it's rubbish.
No,
There's
but
no
many
contract. There's
Nigerian,
no,
as in how many Nigerian as in how many employee typical employment contracts are more than month to month. It's always month to month.
but we don't know. That's what I'm saying. So we can't even assume. I'm just saying. Me, I'm not. I'm definitely not on Oyedepo's side. But I'm definitely with the pastors because the pastor is confused. He's like, okay, are we here to win souls? Because I don't understand how
No,
you
but
put a
wait. Sorry. Can I say something? If you're an established church and you're not here to win souls, what are you here to do?
Thank you.
It should
No,
be
the guy, that's what I'm
standard.
saying. That's what the pastor said. The guy said, "Are we here to win?" Yo, he said it. He said, "Are we here to win souls, or is it about the money?" Because for him, he's like, "I don't know."
Oh, he's doing money or winning souls. That's what
Yeah,
he's
that's what
saying.
that's
Okay.
that's
Okay. Okay.
confusion. He's like, I don't know if they were informed. Maybe they were not informed
No, but
about
then no,
what
but then
what souls is.
but
I
I
don't know
hate it.
because like
I hate ignorance. I hate ignorance, like blatant ignorance. Not ignorance, acting ignorant. Why do I hate acting ignorant? Your head pastor has 3 private jets and before, and you're asking if it's money or winning souls. Come on, let's be realistic here. Why didn't you go to another church? Why did you come to Winners
That may not
Chapel?
give you flat because
Yeah, because
thank you
like
for bringing that
no,
point, right?
let's be honest. Let's be honest. You cannot tell me that you're going into living faith, Abi Winners Chapel, and you don't know at the back of your mind that there is a prosperity message being preached, and they are doing it. I mean, this is somebody that has one of the most expensive university in Nigeria.
I
Shebi,
s- even
ah,
even
come
even
on.
even beyond that, right? This employment contract apparently comes with a flat
Comes to the
plus
flat.
salary. How
Mhm.
many employers in Nigeria give you accommodation if you don't house girl or houseboy work? They give you
Mhm.
accommodation plus pay. So if you are ready to, if it's really about you being called and the Holy Spirit, right? Then take your Holy Spirit to another church that doesn't have flats, and or open your own branch if it's that easy. But for me, you can't go back and forth on the Holy Spirit or not, right? You, for the past 1 year, you were operating in a very man-made legal contract,
Mm,
right? You get compensated for a job to be done. It's
mm.
now upon sacking, you're now questioning what the JD was. Why did you ask that a
But,
year
but, but the
ago?
thing is, but the thing is, they can question it. When Jesus had disciples, he didn't starve them. If he had, like, he provided them with things that they would use to do whatever or to follow him. That's number
But
one.
I'm
So if
saying that if it wasn't
no,
about the money, there are many churches.
yeah,
But
but
wait,
wait,
Or
but
you start your
these
own.
people, okay, we don't know how they picked this guy. We don't know how. I don't know how Winners Chapel picks their pastors. But I'm like, maybe this guy was in school, and then I don't know if they are doing connection or if it's what
In
I
fact,
don't know.
one more
So,
point.
but me, I'm not even talking of the pastor because I don't care about pastors, to be honest. My thing is this biblical? Because this guy is saying that they have money. It's not about money. It's about
no,
winning. So
now,
no, no, it's not.
if you
Let
cannot
me
ask,
finish.
is
Let
this
me just bring. Let me
biblical?
bring people to the
Winners,
Bible,
is it
please.
biblical? Forget.
The salary
We
is
already
biblical.
know winners is
Salary
not
and
Wait, no,
flats.
biblical.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point. Because you're saying that he didn't bring souls. The people in the Bible, Jesus did not beg anybody to follow him. Jesus preached the gospel, and he's like, "Look, in my father's house, my mansion, Abbey house, there are many mansions." Also, when we look at Lot, when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroying, God did not tell Lot, go and beg people to follow you. No, Lot told, like, God told Lot, see, you pack your family and whatever. Like, if you can find 50 people, I will not destroy Sodom. Lot only found 10 people to follow him. So, what is winning souls? Like, are you going to give someone a time limit? Noah's Ark, Uncle. Noah had been preaching
No,
for how
but
many hundred?
see,
No,
the
it's true.
issue,
Let's it's
no,
like
the
what like
issue with that is that we are
mhm.
discounting what it takes to operate a church today, right?
Yes,
Back in the
thing,
day,
but the
ministry
Oga of the church,
was
the Oga
walking
of the church is
around.
saying he has money. Oga of church said he has money. Money is not a problem. So what exactly? Like, why are you sacking? Are you
No,
sacking
but
someone?
again, the man has told you why. You see that doesn't agree. The man has told you why he sacked him. As a nigga, I'm saying, the
Okay,
man has told you why he
then
sacked him.
okay, did he explain? He's very big. Like that is a very blank statement. It's like, okay, winning souls. What is winning souls? Can he go to the
Uh-uh.
Bible and
What
no?
else
Let
was
him
winning
explain it.
souls? I said, I
Do
said,
you know what?
I said,
Do you
what
know
else was
No,
what?
it's
winning
true.
souls
Do you
means?
know
That is
what?
a
I
very
feel I feel
simple statement.
the only thing I would fault Oyedepo for, which it depends on, is his organization, so it depends on how he wants to run it, is the fact that I don't know, but did they have appraisals that they gave first warning, second warning, then sack? If they,
I would
at least
agree with that.
they should have
Yeah.
given them a leeway, because that is how you give people second chances, at least.
Exactly.
Now, if they didn't do that, then it is a shocker, and it is that might be
Yes.
It
unfair,
was
I
shocking.
would agree
right?
with that.
Now, that is one. But then the second thing, what I want to clarify is that I am taking Winners Chapel, I be Living Faith, I be, what did they call them, as a pure, because I'm not going to come and say that, oh, let us carry what do you call it, biblical, and come and put inside Winners. I'm sorry to say, we are looking at it as a business operation. In
Commercial.
this business operation or this organization, these are the rules. So
Simple.
I would agree with Oyedepo to sack you for not meeting your target, because that is how that organization operates. Now, if you are a pastor that is not how you want to operate, do not go to Winners Chapel.
Simple.
That
Okay,
is
but
it.
the thing is, you people are saying you're bringing because Oyedepo has come and said, okay, they didn't win souls. What
Mhm.
do we know what they're if they, since it's a company or whatever the hell they're doing? What's the employee contract? Did they say if you don't win souls, we'll sack you?
We
The
No,
guy
don't
but
know
said that he
now.
tried
no,
his
but
best.
to
No,
be
no, no,
fair,
he tried.
also the guy
He
that
was.
cried out did not
Mhm.
bring back
His
story too.
contract,
He only brought the sack
that letter.
That's what I'm saying.
letter.
So why are we making assumptions? We don't even know if since they're running
No,
it as
we're
a business.
going
No,
based
but we
on
have
what no,
assuming everything here. Oh, that
exactly,
is it.
and based on
That's
what they've said. Oedipo
exactly
said
so.
that his soul's uncle brought his own contract, so he didn't
Oga,
tell us that.
Oga Pastor. Oga Pastor that is making blanket statements, what are your performance indexes or whatever the hell it is? Because we don't know what these things are. Are these pastors aware?
Okay. So
Like, are they aware a new brand?
Oga Pastor that was sacked, what was your employment contract?
He didn't tell us.
Because
And
it's
Exactly.
we
same
don't, we
thing
haven't
now.
gotten an answer. But all we know is that the man is shocked because he's like, let me tell you something that stood out for me in his statement. He said, I did not commit any dubious act or evil act. So for them to sack, like, I was shocked that I was sacked. I'm thinking that's like a major reason why they will sack a pastor, not because you didn't win souls.
No, but see,
That's what I took, because Oyedepo's statement has nothing. He's only winning win souls. What is winning souls? Is that in your employment contract? Because your pastor is saying, I'm shocked. No evil.
but you seem to be believing the pastor over
That's
based on
the
same.
thing.
Yeah,
It's not a
so
fair statement.
it's not a statement on both sides of the aisle. But I will say this though, because I think that I said, if this pastor is really about the Holy Spirit, go and open your own church. And I'll say this many times, right? This RCCG living faith, right? If you're a Nigerian and you go to a new country, for example, or a new place, right? You will typically seek out RCCG or winner. Ali, let's start there, right? Then as you become more familiar with your new environment, you cannot find a new church, right? So many people are going to come to this branch, whether it's in Ekiti or wherever, simply on the basis of it's a living faith. Do you get what I'm saying? So on that basis alone, and that was almost like a franchise business, right? Do I know if the McDonald's down my house is the best? No, but I trust the McDonald's brand, so I will go there, right? So for me, the same thing here. So on the basis of being under that living faith, you're already having a almost
An
a
edge.
default and an edge over a new B pastor. Also with that edge comes the edge in the winning souls over that pastor, and that wasn't work that you did. So criticize Edipo all you want, but that living
That's
faith
his strategy.
brand, that was his work. He did that work, right? Now,
and this is how he wants to operate.
Exactly. So for me, so even being under that brand has given you a soft landing that other pastors that don't have that brand don't have. So to now perform, given that basis points, for me, I might go and start your own church if it's that simple. Now, secondly, how to bring in the money aspect, because it's easy to blame Oyedepo or even this branch pastor. I remember during the pandemic, the Lion Odumeji, right, in the East, right, he laid out like yam, indomie, rice as palliatives, right, and you can see the long lines of people that were waiting on that food stuff,
bank,
right? There was even one girl on Twitter. I think the girl has claimed that she wanted to use any man willing to sleep with her to give her money. She ready to go. So I think someone from Daystar Twitter service reached out to her. Right, she's okay. What is this need that you're trying to take care of, that you're willing to sell your body for? So I bring this example to say that current day church today cannot operate without money.
No, they can't.
Even the winning souls for me is tied to the welfare, because some people will only come to church for the first time on Bazaar Day or on you're giving out COVID palliative. God help you that maybe from there they hear the word and become long time members. We also did not even address, were you giving any assistance from HQ in the 1 year to augment this growth of this church? That you're now saying that okay, now you're shocked. But are you paying the rent of that place? Are they giving you monthly upkeep for those welfare packages? What? So to me, even the person coming out, you don't tell us what you were giving to support this church process, but to separate money from soul winning in today and to not blame the church for that, to me is unfair, because people today are going to church because they have needs, and just doing prayer and Holy Spirit will not solve those needs in today's economy.
I personally feel it is unfair to even say today in general, since back then, since Jesus' time, there's a reason why even when because in Jesus's time it was miracles that were performed, but for the miracle to be performed, in everything we saw, there had to be 5 fishes and 5 loaves of fish and loaf of bread. There had to be a resource. That's one. In the wine, Jesus, there was water that Jesus turned to wine. What I'm trying to say here is that there has to be a resource that you then multiply. So
Exactly.
in this day and age now, I would liken it to the fact that there has been an investment into a church in Ekiti State and a building and a pastor. You then need to multiply it to then be able to feed the congregation. Because even if you're looking at, I would say it, every church needs money because the needs of the world are so much that even if it's not about, let's even remove the fact of the pastor is using it to do lavish lifestyle. No, to even feed the people in your church. I know that there's this Daystar, they say they have a
Yeah.
food bank because they don't want anybody to go hungry that
Yeah.
is in their church. So even to operate that food bank, you need money to do that. You need money to run in this world, you need money to run anything. So what I'm saying is that even from the get-go, even if you look at even the Catholic structure, money is given to, like, for the reverend to have a house, it is money that is given. Like the resources have to be given. Let's
Yeah.
even remove money from the equation. Resources has to be given in the sense that a donation of for a church building has to be given for them to have that church established there. So in the end, to believe that a church doesn't require anything to operate is wrong, because a church operates in the world. Where
Yeah.
there is a problem is when
So
the
this,
church there is when the church loses its vision and uses the money to create a lavish
that's my
lifestyle for
point.
one
Yeah.
person, or for the pastor, or when the church doesn't
Also,
even fulfill the original thing of at least sharing with others in the community and having an impact. Because in order for it to win souls, let's be honest, you cannot go and be talking about winning souls to somebody that has
And
not seen food
hungry.
to eat.
Exactly.
You can't. You have to feed the
so
person
my
first.
thing is my thing is Oyedepo, because basically people are saying, okay, is he winning souls or money? Oyedepo said it's not money. So we know churches need money. You definitely need money to run your church and whatever. But if you cannot open, if you know that you're a kitty, like, are you sacking these people because they didn't win souls? Because this, like I said, me, the Oga pastor of the church, the answer he gave is not enough. Because you're
No, but
in the
he
same
said
breath,
winning souls
So
now.
so
Did
I
he?
don't know what other
I don't
metric,
yes, okay,
understand.
but
as
He
in,
said winning souls.
not
So why are we still
just because
confused?
no, because you're saying that churches need money. In that same breath of winning souls, he said that the church has never lacked money. So what is it? Because now
No,
you're
he
saying that, okay,
needs
money.
souls to
no,
be in
but
the church.
as in he
You
said
can't
winning
have a
souls.
building. You can't have a building that it
Yes,
has
why is he saying
100
it's not
seats.
about money now? It's money
No, but
because
it's
that church
not
is.
about money. But you can't have a church with 100 seats and only 10 are coming and you're running AC.
Yeah, but it's not about that. Is it quality or quantity? Do you want to fill up your church seats or what? Like, what is it about? Are you
See,
winning
I
souls? Is it
think the
you?
truth is that you don't believe him because he has
That's
said
the
what
thing.
because he has said what he
What
has said, that is winning
because you
No,
souls.
keep
he
on
didn't say
asking.
anything. He not made a blanket statement. There's no evidence. There's nothing. You're saying that it's
No,
winning
he
souls in
made,
this
but
breath.
No,
Doing
but
as a
also
church.
this pastor that came out to cry made
made
there's
a
no
blanket
evidence
statement. It's the
that
same
he
thing we're
wasn't giving
saying.
a
The pastor
forewarning.
is an employee, Abby. But you the point is the Oga. Let's hear from the Oga at the top because
And
I feel like
Oga
we're
has
on
said it.
Had said that it was winning souls. To me, if you said
in
that you
the
don't
same
believe
breath of
him, I
winning
would have,
souls.
then that's a
Okay,
different issue.
okay, what is winning souls? Can somebody ask already what winning souls is? Because
Winning
I don't know what
souls
Uh-uh.
is winning people into the church. So if I go to a church and I believe the pastor is winning souls, I believe that when they do altar call every Sunday, there'll be somebody
Exactly.
to
It will
come
be
out.
linked to
If there are no
membership.
people coming out, then that
Yeah.
means you're not winning souls.
It will be linked
okay,
to
somebody
membership.
ask
Yeah.
Odeko. When before he became a billionaire from church, how many souls did he win in his first year? Because
Bro,
I'm sorry,
bro,
like
can
we
I say
this the same
something?
Yeah,
no,
but no,
know that
but to
this
No, but
respond
did
to that,
Oyedepo have Living Faith brand that was already a
exactly.
worldwide
He
established
didn't
brand?
have
Did
that,
Oyedepo
and
have
this
that?
guy
okay,
has
but
it. This
this
guy
same
has
Ekiti
it.
that you went to in Ekiti, do you know if they prefer to go to traditional rulers or come to your church? Because you're opening a church in a place that maybe people
But
don't
that
even have
is
church,
but
church
Yeah,
that
branches.
is
but
the
until
assignment to win
yeah, that's the
souls.
assignment. And you even brought the example of missionaries, right? You go to a village that is a juju this thing, and
Mm-hmm.
your assignment is to what? Convert them to the path of the Lord.
If you're not doing
Yeah,
that,
but
then
there
you're
was
not
no
doing
time
your
limit
job.
now. There was no time limit on
No,
it.
no,
Like
but then
nobody's
if you no, no, but then if you've not converted one person and your charitable organization that is sending you to missionary work is giving you money there,
Funds for upkeep.
they'll
Then what's
ask
the
you
point?
how far. It's how far now because you're wasting our resources, you're not winning any souls, and you're on a
And somebody
missionary
else can come
project.
and win that soul. Somebody else can come
Exactly.
and work it. So why are you there?
Anyways, I mean, I don't know what to say. I shadow support the church.